All right, the winter storm we've been talking about all week long, not here right now, but it's knocking on the door. Flip it over to radar and you can start to see how close it is to getting across the state line. There has been some steady snowfall over in Kansas and Oklahoma. Just now starting to get maybe some flurries along the I-49 corridor. This will start to grow west to east across our region for tonight. I think here in Springfield, this first wave, 2 big waves of snowfall are expected. The first wave really won't pick up until we get after that midnight hour. Looking back, kind of taking a broader picture of everything that's happening, I think the position and the track of this storm system looks pretty good. It's still consistent with our messaging where I'm expecting just snow for tonight. That band of ice is too far down into the south. This is going to fire up really in central Arkansas. I'm not concerned about ice for our region. Let's talk about the setup for this system because this is going to be a historic winter storm. Over 200 million Americans will be impacted by this. We have winter storm warnings in effect from New Mexico all the way into Massachusetts, and it's really a 3-pronged attack. We have the winter storm warnings, the snow that's going to come our way. Thankfully, we're missing out on probably the nastiest part of this storm as ice warnings have been issued across the Mississippi, really reaching into parts of Memphis, where I think you can see somewhere between 1 to 2 inches of ice. I don't have concerns of ice. I don't have concerns of sleet. I don't have concerns of freezing rain. That's going to be too far down into the south. I think the other way we're impacted, besides the snow, is the cold weather that's going to march in afterwards. We're under cold weather advisories for Missouri. Extreme cold warnings have been issued throughout Arkansas. By the time we get into Sunday night, the snow will wrap up and we'll be left with temperatures that are into the negatives, sub-zero temperatures. It has been essentially a year since we have been that cold outside. Let's play it out on Futurecast. Let's talk about the timings of this system. Then we'll talk about the totals. I'll talk about the impacts after that. It's really after this midnight hour, the first wave will kick off. We will see snow. It will be light, steady, powdery, and consistent throughout tonight. First wave will be lingering overnight tonight into the start of the day Saturday. And once we get little into Saturday, it's going to be periods of snowfall. Not as intense. We're waiting for really that second wave of snow. I think if you wake up on Saturday morning, do not let your guard down. There's only going to be a couple inches of snow on the ground. The second wave is going to be the more impactful of the two. That kicks off really overnight Saturday. In that evening hours, snow will start to pick back up and spill across our region. And I do want to mention, I'm not concerned about freezing rain or sleet. If we see any icing out of this system, it will occur overnight on Saturday, really in south central Missouri and north central Arkansas with a light icing taking place. Then snow will start to dominate the pattern back. This is where most of the snow will march in. It is on Saturday night into the start of the day on Sunday. We'll be fully done with snow by the time we get to Sunday afternoon. Let's talk about totals because they have been pretty impressive. This is a conservative estimate. I think you'll be hard-pressed to find anyone more conservative than what we're saying. And we have Springfield around 8 inches, and I think areas further down into the south, that's where you'll find the higher totals. The higher up north you go, they start to taper off. Let's kind of take it piece by piece. Off into the north, 4 to 7 inches is where you're going to aim if you're kind of along Highway 54. For places along I-44 into the south of I-44, 7 to 10 inches is the target mark in the bullseye. In northern Arkansas, 10 to 13 inches outside. A lot of people are wondering how confident I am about this forecast. This graphic will do a little bit of job explaining that. Very confident we will see at least several inches of snow coming our way. Even a better chance than a coin flip. We can see it 8 inches. There is a possibility we could see up to a foot, but right now I have that at a very low chance. I don't think we're going to be seeing that much snow. After the snow moves out, the cold marches in. Here's your 7-day forecast. Bitter cold. The high temperature on Sunday, 13. The low, -7 outside. It's going to take a while until we can fully melt the snowfall off.
Yeah, those negatives aren't even including the wind chills as we were talking about. It's kind of interesting, Matt, because I know so many of these systems, it's a one and done deal. It happens. Okay, this is what we're left with. But with this one, with those 2 waves, you know, a lot of folks you were mentioning maybe tomorrow, well, this is nothing. Just wait. Yeah.
That's the part that worries me is people are going to wake up, they're going to push their blinds back and be, there's not 8 inches of snow. They're going to let their guard down. Yeah. It's really that second wave, the higher totals will be. The cold marches in after that second wave. We're talking about wind chills on Sunday night, -20. It's disgustingly cold.
So it's going to be like almost a 48-hour deal, it sounds like.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Matt.